Okay, so it's very rare that I come onto my YouTube channel and make a video about one specific book. However, I've got to make an exception here because I almost feel like a moral obligation to film this video because I've spent a fair amount of time, a considerable amount of time, making fun of badly written celebrity memoirs and poetry collections, bad celebrity books. Recently, I read the best celebrity memoir I've ever read. One of the best memoirs I've ever read. It's very, very rare that I really enjoy a memoir, let alone give it 5 stars, and that happened with this one. So this is I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jennette. Firstly, cracking title. What a genius title for this book. Like, that's pretty much what made me initially interested in reading this. So I feel like you come for the title and then you stay for the incredible writing. One thing you have to be careful of here is that, like, whenever I get parcels and I'm away, I always say to my mum, like, oh, could you open them and let me know what's inside? This one I was pretty careful with because I just thought, if my mum opens this and sees a book with no context called I'm Glad My Mum Died, she's gonna get a bit nervous. So I kind of had to give her the heads up on this one, that this was on its way. So let's talk about this book because it is incredible. I read it all in one day. Like, this is the kind of book where once you start reading it, you probably just won't stop until you get to the final page. And I've heard that from multiple people too, like when they picked this up, they were then like, well, I need to cancel all the rest of my plans for today because this is what I'm doing now. Like I said, it's a memoir, it's non-fiction, but it has great pacing. It's really well laid out and crafted. It's funny, but it's also heartbreaking, and I want to talk about it. So, hello. I'm gonna read you the blurb because I always get nervous that I'm gonna give you spoilers on like what the content of the book is. Jennette was 6 years old when she had her first acting audition. Her mother's dream was for her only daughter to become a star, and Jennette would do anything to make her mother happy. I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jennette, and I'm glad I read this book because it's so brilliant. If you're my age and you kind of grew up with these child stars on like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, this is so insightful and I think you'll really enjoy it. But you also don't need to have followed Jennette career or to know that much about her in order to appreciate this book and take a lot from it, I think, because it's really bloody good.